Phoenix. Keep rising.
Hi everyone, bless you all. Thanks for spending the day with me. So, you know how people can't start their day without a good jolt of caffeine? Without their coffee, their whole morning, possibly afternoon too, is just off. Well, writing in my gratitude journal is my coffee. I have to start my day off positive and with the right mindset and frame of mind to be able to handle living with disabling physical and mental illness. If you haven't tried a gratitude journal, stick around. I'm going to show you why it's so important. Press that like button, hit subscribe because you don't want to miss out on what is to come. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Awakening of Phoenix, from trauma to spirituality. Well, today you're going to spend the day with me because I have to prepare. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. So it's going to be a little difficult because leaving the house takes up so much energy, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that I really have to prepare. And most people, they just prepare. They get their clothes out the next day, they iron it, they can braid their hair up, put in curlers, whatever they need to do. But when you have a disability, you are disabled and you can't do it the same way, or it will literally take you all day. So when I'm done from this doctor's appointment, when I come back home, leaving the house is so traumatic. It's exhausting. You guys have seen it in my other videos. Well, when I come back home, I'm going to be needing fuel and tired and not having enough energy to make myself something to eat. I have to make sure that it's made or prepared, prepped, the day before, or even sometimes 3 days before, but I haven't had the energy to do that. Last week I did my hair, but I wasn't able to keep a scarf over my head. If you guys have looked at my other videos, I can't keep those things on my head. I can't even keep the rubber bands on. They come off. I don't even remember taking them off. I don't. I wake up with rubber bands around my fingers because I've taken them off, or just I'm rolling around in the bed with them. It's ridiculous. If you guys do that, please tell me that I am not alone. But I had a hairstyle that usually stays in there for at least 2.5 to 3 weeks. Well, 1 week. I had to take those twists out. If you guys are following, this is a mess, and I don't want to go to my doctor's looking like this. I don't want to leave my house looking like this. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm African American, so the pressure for me to look a certain way and behave a certain way is very high. And the anxiety about it is also very high. So when I leave the house, even if I don't feel good, my hair is not going to look bad. Okay, it's not. And I think that's another reason why actually some people have no idea how deep my issues go. How much healing that I need to do, because I literally look like I have it all together. When you have POTS syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia, well, you don't have a lot of energy. If you have a mental illness, that is a disability and it is disabling. You don't have a lot of energy. So yeah, I have to make sure that this hair is done and I get at least another week out of it, because after this doctor's appointment, I'm not going to have enough energy to do it. And all the work that I've been putting in is going to go away. All the work that I've been putting in to put inside of my body, all the healthy things, is going to go away. So today, I'm just going to do hair and cook something. And of course, I'm going to give you a message. Don't ever give up. I want you to see you're not alone. Because of the stigma about how people with disabilities are, or how they affect us, and how we're supposed to act in order to get through it. There's stigmas around that, and what it's supposed to look like. If you don't live up to that, you're in even more trouble than someone who is disabled but has support, has people around that understands their particular disability and how it affects their life based on their nature, nurture, environment, past and present. So I want you to know that you are still enough. Let's do this. Okay, so you guys, we are going to make, I looked to see what I had and I want something that's going to last more than just for today and tomorrow. So I decided to make some po folk food. Honey, we're going to have some beans and rice. And this is not your regular beans and rice, and I'm about to show you why. You're going to love this. Okay, so as you can see here, this is going to be very simple. It is going to be hearty and filling, stick to your ribs, healthy. But all you need is about 1/4 cup of chopped onions. And you could use any onion you want, but I have here yellow. Yellow and red are my favorite for this. And 2 to 3 medium to large size garlic cloves, minced. So the real ingredients, that's going to make this really easy. This is old school right here, okay? This is, you're not going to get any more delicious or any more old school than Hertz hand beans. Now this is Cajun flavor here, okay? Cajun, it says Cajun. There's 12 beans in here. Oh no, there's 15. There's 15 beans in here. That's some packed up protein right there. And they have a seasoned pack in here. But I'm not going to use it because I'm not craving that flavor. This is what's going to make the flavor for this beans and rice dish, you guys. This is what I grew up on, okay? Do you see this right here? Do you see what's about to happen? Goodness. Goodness is about to take place right here. You guys, some smoked turkey legs. Honey, if you do not want to eat that swine, perhaps you grew up with it and your body now says, no, we're not going to do that anymore. Perhaps you've fallen under the kind of confines of heart disease and you've been suggested and advised to leave that swine, that pork alone. Right? Pigs may very well be able to fly, but it will lay your down if you continue to eat it. Well, if you still want that flavor and you miss it, honey, that's what you do. You get yourself some smoked turkey legs. We're about to turn this out. Let's get started. Well, my friends, if I'm going to do this, I need you to see what it's really like. After organizing everything in the kitchen, I stood up for too long. The room was spinning. I was dizzy, not just lightheaded. So it was time to take my blood pressure. I sat down and I ended up fainting. Thank God I made it to the couch. I'm really shaky, so I need to give myself some love and nurse myself and take my blood pressure, see what's going on, give it a rest before I move forward. Okay, I'm back in a safe zone. It is time to move forward. You can't let this stop you. Let's cook. I need an 8 to 4 quart pot here. You want to wait for that pot to get warm before adding in about a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. To that, your 1/4 cup of onions. Next, it's time to put in these drumsticks. They're smoked. They're so good, you guys. Nature's antibiotic. In goes your garlic. So after this boils, it's going to cook on a medium heat for an hour. So I want to make sure there's enough water in here to actually hold the beans and rice after the drumsticks have reached a certain point. So I'm going to put in 8 quarts of water in 1 cup. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I had plans to do my hair. I don't know that I can do it. I'm certainly going to give this a try though. So what I have here is about 1.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise and 1 egg. And to that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, mix it up, and we're about to apply it to my hair. Well, my friends, all I can say, the obvious reason for this lemongrass is I'm putting mayonnaise and egg in my hair. I don't want that smell. But there's a lot of benefits to this lemongrass. I'll make another video about it. So, I can tell when my hair needs protein. Okay, the curls just are not popping, and my hair just kind of is flat and a little stiff and kind of hard. Like, that's when I know it needs protein. I'm not protein sensitive, but I do get sensitive if I use too much. So what I do, instead of using it all the time, I just wait for the signs. And I know the thought is you want to get it before the signs come. But not everybody's hair works that way. Sometimes you might want to just wait until the signs come. You have to do what is right for your hair. In order to do that, you have to give yourself the time and the right thoughts. You're worth it. You're enough. You have to give yourself the time to get there. Okay, to understand your hair, to get in tuned with your whole self. All right, so here we go. Enough of the shenanigans. So what I do here is really just take my time, okay? You want to make sure you got a bib down there so you don't get all messy. And I'm just going to apply it onto my hair from roots to tip. I'm kind of a medium girl, okay, but I lean more towards the thin side. So as you see, this goes in really good. I mean, look at that. Okay, we're just gonna, there we go, just move the light out the way so you can see it better. But seriously, do you not see this? Do you not see the gloriousness here? It is already starting to work. That's right. Right. It is already starting to work. As you can see, I really do take my time in getting the product, whatever product it is, DIY or shelf bought. I really take my time getting it into my follicles, into the shaft of my hair. I'm going to continue this and I'll be right back when I am done. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to go ahead and quickly put this on my head one at a time. Boom. This is the greenhouse effect, you guys. Not this one. Wrong order. You want to be able to seal it in. I mean, a plastic cap is enough. Okay, it's enough. But because my hair is damaged, I like to really just give it that extra attention. Because you know what? I am worth it. My house smells incredible. These turkey legs have been boiling for about an hour. And you can see the skin is splitting. It's time to put in the beans. To that, we're going to put a healthy sprinkle of each. I'd say maybe about 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. If you want, put in some Italian seasoning. I don't have any, but it's still going to taste good. So these turkey legs have been cooking for an hour and a half, and look how they are already starting to fall off the bone, honey. You know this is going to be so good. We're going to go ahead and let it cook for another hour and a half before adding in our 1 cup of rice. Hey, I'm back. Ugh, I'm so tired. We're going to leave the top on our beans and rice for a full boil for 10 minutes. And then we're going to remove the top and let it sit for 2.5 hours on a medium heat. Kind of a little past medium. Not too high, though, is the point, because you don't want it to boil too quickly. We have about 8 to 9 cups of liquid in there with our spices, our turkey legs, and our beans. This will last us for like maybe 3 or 4 days, depending on how many neighbors come to eat my food. Okay, so don't play with me. Don't tell me I can't have a snack while smelling all this goodness. Forget about it. I'm tasting this. Oh. Oh my goodness. It's not as tender as I want it, but the flavor, you guys, I'm probably like smacking in your ear. Hold on a second. Sorry for smacking in your ear. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The flavor, it's like got this perfect fatty, salty, smooth sharpness. Does that make any sense? Look, it's good. Okay, it's good. I'm gonna go wash this stuff out of my hair. Well, guys, I got faint doing my hair in the shower, and so I had to come out and take a break. I washed my hair, and oh my goodness. It doesn't matter your ethnicity, gender, hair type, or texture, skin color or tone, spirituality or religion. When you are living with a disability, be it physical or mental, activities of daily living is a challenge and provides us a lack of consistency due to many reasons besides low energy. Just take your time and know that you're worth it. When you wind up not being able to, you're still enough. It's been about 2 hours and it's time to remove the bone. What you don't see is those little tiny thin pieces. You have to pick them out, but it's so worth it. After removing all the bones and cleaning the counters off, I got dizzy, so I wanted to check my blood pressure to see what was going on. Oh my goodness. This is after sitting down for 5 minutes. For those who don't know, a normal blood pressure range is from 90/60 to 120/80. I'm doing it despite how I feel. It's taking me all day, but it's getting done. And my doctor's appointment is not until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But you'll see tomorrow how much I have to put in. Oh my gosh, it's just so much. Well, before the beans are ready for me to put the rice in, I better get into the kitchen and make the cornbread. Well, I'm exhausted, and as you can see, my pulse was going up, so I just took the moment to sit here for a minute and bring it down so it doesn't get up any higher. I was going to get up and go make the cornbread, but see, I can tell when my heart rate is climbing because I start getting these flutters, and I'm just exhausted, and I feel like lightheaded. And then I get dizzy and sometimes I pass out. I didn't want to pass out again today. It would have been the fourth time for me. And besides it being no fun, it's scary. So I'm right now just making sure that, I have a heart rate that is low enough and my blood pressure is low enough for me to get up and finish doing what I'm doing safely, because there's no cushion in the kitchen. Sitting down sometimes alleviates the syncope, the fainting, but not all the time. Sometimes I'll sit down and still faint. So that's difficult. That's very difficult. But I live with it every day, and I decided that I'm not going to allow it to dominate. It's very dominating, but I worked really hard at it. It took time. It took a long time, and I worked on it without even having a diagnosis. I mean, I was going through it without even having the diagnoses, being called hypochondriac and all kinds of stuff. It was terrible. Oh my goodness. And it's hard not to take it personal. But I do understand how it works. You have to take so many tests, and there's not that many physicians who are educated or experienced with this syndrome, POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia. The Cleveland Clinic is doing a lot. They're doing really good. I read their page about POTS, and that gave me some really good information and insight as to what is going on with my body. And because I was confused, because they were like, well, tachycardia, I'm a retired nurse. That's your heart rate going really, really, really fast. Tachycardia is usually above 100 because the norm is 60 to 100. So, like I said, my highest has been 170. I think it was 176, but I think it was 100. We'll go with 172 because that's what I remember. I have backup in here, memory. I don't feel like going to look through it, but it is that way. And it also goes below. My heart rate falls below. So 60 to 100 is the norm. My heart rate can get all the way down to 42. I really faint when it gets low. When it gets high, I pass out sometimes, but I notice that I pass out more when it's low. My blood pressure is all over the place. Sometimes it goes low, sometimes it's steady, and then sometimes it goes really, really, really high, depending on what position I'm in or how long I've been standing. So just to let you guys know how that works. It's exhausting because you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. The blood flow is not moving up from your legs. Circulation is not happening properly in your peripherals. Your autonomic nervous system is affected. Your breathing is affected. It's a lot. It's a lot on the body. And strangely enough, with all of that, the prognosis is pretty good. You can stay alive, Granted, you don't have an underlying condition. But POTS doesn't, take you out. So we just have to be very careful, keep calm. I have to keep calm. So I'm going to sit here for a little while until my blood pressure goes down, and I'll be able to finish cooking my meal. I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to do my night routine and head to bed. There was a time where I was living in a hole, it was underneath the bridge. And I also had another hole, it was like a cat hole. Those were my places to lay my head down or hide from the police or some other homeless man or something that missed the closeness of a woman. But it was just me. I didn't group up with anyone because most of those people were doing drugs. But just to hear myself say, I'm going to do my night routine and then lay down and go to bed, I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for my ancestors, for all the people that looked out for me, that did look out for me, that prayed for me. I didn't even know they were praying for me. I didn't know. That they didn't know where I was and wondered about me. I saw somebody at Kroger's and they said to me, oh my gosh, they ran up on me, first of all, and scared the living daylights out of me because I'm already high anxiety. And I recognized them, and they're like, I wondered what happened to you. I wondered about you all the time. I prayed for you. There's always somebody thinking of you. It feels like you're forgotten sometimes and unwanted. People's actions create those feelings, not just our thoughts. Our thoughts are surfaced from cause and effect. So I want you to know that you are enough. You're not forgotten. You are wanted. The universe has its eye on you. It's moving things around to bring you on a better path. The path that you're on doesn't seem good, but it's taking you somewhere. And you have to keep the faith. Hope and faith are so underestimated, especially nowadays. A lot of people I hear saying, I'll give you more than hope, or, like just downing hope. Like, I don't know what they've been through, but I got to say that hope carried me. It picked me up. Hope became my strength. It became my pillar for my faith. Hope became the guiding light for me to get to where I needed to go. You got this. Don't ever give up. This is what it's like when you have a disability. I literally had to sit down exactly where I was standing. I was so weak, so fatigued, so drained. I have to measure my vital signs often so I can know what the best recourse to the next step will be. I got up late, so I started late, so this took all day, but my goodness, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And I don't have to cook tomorrow after my doctor's appointment. I can come home to something comforting, soothing, and healthy, something that will re-energize me so I can continue my tomorrow. Oh my God, will you just look at this yummy goodness? It's 10:30 and I'm just now cleaning up my bathroom from washing in my hair. You guys, this is why the gratitude journal carries me throughout my day. It helps me with my energy. You got this. Well, I finally made it to bed and I'm exhausted. Before I lay down and go to bed, I've got this, my gratitude journal. I definitely write in my gratitude journal before I lay down, because I feel like instead of writing in my journal and thinking of all the things that sucked, maybe some of the good things too, I put everything in my journal. But, you know, instead of the things that frustrate me, I won't take it to bed with me. I won't let that be the last thing on my mind. I'll just start writing about all the things that I'm grateful for. And it's not always easy if you had a bad day. But once you get started, you'll see things just start flowing. Like you don't even have, you can't, your hand and pen cannot write on that paper fast enough, as your mind's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for this too. And it really works. It puts you in a better state of mind. So you can have a more peaceful rest. If you have night terrors, you know, you wake up in the first couple hours of sleep screaming. If you have nightmares or really bad dreams, this helps ease that. Especially if you're not one to take medication, you want to incorporate something in your evening routine, especially if you have something in your schedule that is out of your normal routine. So, you gotta take care of yourself. I don't end my day with prayer because I was taught that as a little girl. I do it because of my personal relationship with the Most High and the results that I get from it. He has his own way to communicate back to you. All you have to do is listen. I'm mentally and physically drained just because of preparing for today, yesterday. So after getting ready and dressed, I need to rest. Guys, as a retired nurse, I can't tell you how important it is for you to write down your symptoms and give to your doctor with every appointment. Communication is key to healthy healthcare. I want to thank you for spending the day with me in preparation for my doctor's appointment to help me create awareness about disabling trauma and the illnesses it causes. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And as always, remember to help yourself so that you can help others help themselves. And then it keeps going and going, and we all raise to a higher degree of existence. Don't ever give up. You got this. And remember, it is not just your spirituality that can define your journey. It is your journey that can define your spirituality. Bless you all. Thank you for watching. And if you feel blessed by this content, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on what is to come.